Hey y'all, it's Sasha here. So let's get into some books today. So, just the normal disclaimers. One, I don't edit this podcast because that's too time consuming and annoying. So, however this podcast turns out, that's how it turns out. This podcast is for mature audiences. Yeah, sexual themes, political topics, all that kind of stuff is brought up. So, mature audiences only. If you want to help this podcast, my fur babies and me, there will be links below. Just to let you know, I can't put like my GoFundMe on here, but I do have it under the community area where I put the QR codes for my GoFundMe over there. So if you want to support us in this podcast, it's over there. Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. So today I wanted to talk about cookbooks. I have started a new series, it's a manga series called She Loves to Cook, She Loves to Eat. And yeah, just the title alone lets you know the reason why I'm getting into some cookbooks. So I really have already started enjoying it. I'm not even deep into like the books yet, but it just really got me into like a cooking mode. And I wanted to talk about like my cookbook collection and my recipe collection. So I collect recipes. I want to cook every single one of these recipes, but due to time, money, all that type of stuff, unfortunately, I can't. Now, I am hoping that somehow this little series somehow evolves into me being able to find a few recipes per recipe books in my home that I test out and try, all that good stuff. But for now, I just want to talk about cookbooks and recipes and how, for me, cooking is a very fun experience. It used to not be because I used to be really bad in the kitchen. And that's because, like, a lot of people don't like to experiment with their food like I do. But also, I've run into some issues that people get upset at you when you have food allergies. And I don't understand that one. I didn't sit here and was like, you know what? I'm finna be allergic as fuck to mushrooms. Like, I didn't do that. Like, my family is just genetically we're allergic to mushrooms, well, to any kind of fungus because we can't even have penicillin. And so yeah, like it's just been me in the kitchen, also with like my family being very not supportive in caring in a lot of different ways, like because you know what, just disclaimer about a shitty childhood. I grew up plus size. I'm one of the darkest people in my family, and uh, yeah, like, and so my grandmother, due to her colorist ways, was like, I'll never find anybody that will truly love me. So I need to learn how to cook and clean, and that's the only way I'm going to have somebody in my life that will remotely even want me around them, not even necessarily love me for me, but just to provide food and to be like a fuck toy and to clean up after them, was basically what she said that I needed to do in order to even have a chance in this world of having a partner. And so that kind of fucked me up of when it came to like wanting to be in the kitchen. And then unfortunately I did take that shit to heart. And when I got my very first apartment, I moved. Me and my college partner had moved in together, and I did a lot of the cooking and the cleaning and stuff like that. But it dissolved into, he mostly started doing the cooking. I mostly did the cleaning because he did not like the fact that I experimented with my food. He wanted food that was cooked by his mama. And that fucked me up for a long time too, because it's like, well, I ain't your damn mama. And now I'm way past that relationship, and it's like, now I'm not your damn mama. Like, I want to cook other shit that's not struggle meal food. Now, don't get me wrong, I love me some struggle meal food, and on top of that, I have to love struggle meal food because a bitch is struggling. But At some point I started to collect just recipes so I could get better at cooking on my own time, but due to, situations, I just never got around to like cooking a lot of these recipes. So I just literally have a binder that I have accumulated that is full of recipes. And a lot of these recipes I have found in very different ways. It's not just me like printing them off and stuffing them in here. Some of these I found by accident, through reading books. So there are a lot of books out there that are like culinary mysteries, culinary romances. I'm pretty sure there's other like culinary topic books, but they have like recipes at the back of the book, or they have recipes throughout the book. And a lot of modern day authors have it where they have a website that has all these recipes on it and that you can print off and stuff like that. And so I started doing that, but also there are some that don't because they're too old to have that done. And so I have been writing a lot of those down and like trying to find the recipes online. And goal is to recreate a lot of these recipes that I find in books. And then on top of that, there's also, I found that like a lot of packaging that holds food, a lot of them have recipes on them. And so I have been collecting those too. Of course, it's not like the packaging that's like the food is on. It's just like certain cans of soups and veggies and stuff, like if you peel off the wrapping, it'll have like a recipe on the inside. Or for like I found out that the sour cream, not sour cream, but the cream cheese that I have, they have like a recipe on the inside of it, of the package itself. And it's the packaging that it's the box, not like the packaging that is on the cream cheese. And so I have that too. So when I say I'm a recipe collector, I am a recipe collector. I read books and find awesome recipes. I find packaging, even like the back of cereal boxes, or like even the side of cereal boxes, sometimes have like recipes on how to make a certain dish or something with that particular cereal. And I just have collected those too. And yeah, I'm just in a really like cooking mood. But I wanted to talk to y'all about like some of the recipes that I've been looking at, some of them that have been in my home, because like eventually I do, like I said, want to like work with these recipes. I guess that is a phrase that I could say. And it's not just like food, it's drinks too, mocktails, cocktails. Like I want to do all of that. I want to do all of it. And so I just wanted to, on my, just to let you know, so on my Goodreads account, I have a section that's called Cookbooks. And it's just a bunch of making, you know, food and drinks. It's called a cookbook, even though there are drink books on there too. Just bear with me. But I just didn't want the tag to be like super long. But it has like all of the recipe books and drink books that I want to try out. And I just wanted to talk about like some of the ones that I have, you know, maybe y'all want to try them out too. I also have my binder here. This like it's this thick ass binder that's full of recipes. I don't know if will I be able to get to that in this video. I have no idea. I This is my second time shooting this video because the first time I did it, it dissolved really quickly into something else, and I was just like, I can't put that out. But I might be able to put this one out. So I'm just gonna talk about the recipe books that I currently have in my home, and one of them is called the. It's heavy. It's I don't know what. It's called the Taste of Home Cookbook. Again, that's on my Goodreads under cookbooks, and it's so full of recipes. It's so heavy. Like it's. I got this from a thrift shop, and I when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's gotta be in my home. Like there's no way that this all these delicious recipes can't find a way into my home. And so, yeah. At the beginning of it, it's real nice. Like most cookbooks, it's going to have the food equivalents and, well, no, I take that back. So this has like a lot more stuff that than other cookbooks in it. Like this is a cookbook that's I guess kind of for homemakers. I think that's the best way to like explain this book. But it has basically at the very front of it, it has food equivalents. And so it's basically saying like 1 pound of apples is usually typically three medium apples, and that will yield you 2 to 3/4 cup slices. Like that's what it starts out with. And that's so helpful because there are so many times where there's like, oh, just do a pound of grapes. What the fuck is a pound of grapes? Apparently a pound of grapes is 3 cups. Like who was gonna know that? Who was gonna know that? So that's the reason I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this book gotta come home with me. It also comes with this little bonus CD that I have not been able to look to like put anywhere because my computer doesn't have a CD drive, which is insane to me. I grew up with having almost every single one of my laptops except for this one have a CD drive, and so it's like insane that it doesn't have it. It starts off with like kitchen basics, so you know you get the and most recipe books will have this like your kitchen basics of what a teaspoon is to a tablespoon, what a cup is to a tablespoon of fluid ounces, what a pint is to a gallon, and so on and so forth. Like that's so normal. But this has, I'm just gonna read the tabs. I'm not gonna go into like specifics of the specific recipes because I tried that in the last video and it dissolved so quickly because I was like, "Oh, I want to try this. I want to try that. I want to try this." And I will probably do a video that's like that where I just actually go through each recipe book and tagging it and probably do it with y'all. But that's I don't want that to be the podcast. That's going to be like on Twitch or something. But anyway, so we have appetizers and beverages is the first section. Then we have soup and sandwiches. We have beef and veal. Then we have pork. Fun fact: I don't eat pork anymore. Like just due to my family's genetics. I don't want to give my body any more reason to be having some issues with it. So I have cut pork out of my diet completely. Um, that was another issue that one of my exes had was that I don't eat pork anymore, and they felt that that was very inconvenient for them. So another thing that's like you know it makes it makes it hard to want to share my passions of stuff like cooking because somebody's people that are close to me and I've let into my space have an issue with how I want to live my life. And yeah, like I just got tired of that. If you want to hear like a full rant of my heartbroken shitty relationship past, you can listen to the romance the romance book, the romance episode that I put out. I don't know when. But anyway, so the next section is lamb. Now I love me some lamb. I love me some lamb. Then poultry, seafood. Grilling has its own section in this book. Like that's insane to me. And then the next one is eggs and cheese. And apparently there's a shit ton of egg and cheese recipes that's just out there that exist in the ether. And, due to the fact that egg and cheese are almost rarities in this day and age, this book also tells you, like, there used to be a time where those things were in abundance. And it wasn't that long ago that it was in abundance. Like, but Anyway, so the next one is beans and grains. They have their own section as well. Then we have pasta and pasta sauce. Now this is, I believe this is like straight up how to make pasta. Let me check. No. So it doesn't look like you are making. Okay, hold on. How to make pasta. Never mind. Okay. The the yield of pasta will vary according to size and shape. Okay, yeah, no. This is yeah, no. It's not telling you how to make the pasta. It's saying how to like cook pasta. So it's like angel hair uncooked amount is 8 ounces, while cooked amount is 4 cups. Uh, El- bowl pasta is 4 cups slash 8 ounces uncooked amount, while the cooked amount would equal 4 cups. So that's basically what it's what that how to cook pasta means. Is because there are some recipes that they're like you need 8 ounces of angel hair pasta. You like what the fuck is 8 ounces? It's 4 cups apparently. It is 4 cups of angel hair pasta. I love this fucking cookbook down. It is so helpful in so many ways. Veggies have its own section. Fruit has its own section. Salad and salad dressings. We have sauces and condiments. So how to make like basic white sauce, brown sauce, caramel apple jam, cheese sauce, cherry sauce. Like that's basically what you're gonna be getting with that section. And then quick breads. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is it's hard for me to get on the bandwagon of making bread. I know I need to make my own bread. I know I need to do it. I know I need to learn how. It's just I can't explain it. It's one of those things where it's I don't know. I feel like I'm on a high horse because I don't make my own bread. And I need to come down from that high horse real fucking quick because bread is expensive, but it's cheap to make. So, I will get a box of Jiffy and make some cornbread. Like, I ain't above it. But, like, actually sitting down making, like, bread from scratch, I don't know. I feel, I don't know. I need to get off my high horse though and learn how to do it before shit gets too real. Ooh, they got Irish soda bread. So I do have quite a few recipes in my book that I have put together that probably would be a lot of these that would be repeats in this particular cookbook. But you can also use it as like a which is better. I would definitely probably want to do that. Like a which recipe is the best, which is better, which is easier, which is cheaper at least, at the time of making it cuz things change. Uh yeah, so quick breads and then it goes into yeast breads, which, you usually I if I do decide to start making bread, I at least want a bread maker. I want a bread maker so bad. Pies and tarts is the next section. I love me some. And then does no, sorry, cakes is the next section, and we have like chocolate angel cake, frosted spice cake, sunny sponge cake. Like that all that sound good as hell. Then desserts is just desserts. So this is let's see here, chocolate fondue, frozen sundae dessert. We have mint chip ice cream. I'm not a fan of mint any damn thing unless it's toothpaste. Personally, that's just a personal, but that recipe is in there. And then next is cookies and bars. So you have like apricot tarts, uh, coconut pecan cookies. I'm not really a fan of coconut unless it's in like a soup. I don't know why. Like if it's just like coconut something. I usually don't like it, but I will throw down with putting some like a coconut curry. Like I do that. But for some sort of reason, like just coconut flakes, I can't get behind it. Candies. Ooh, it teaches you how to make candies. So chocolate nut fudge. This is the candies. Hazelnut truffle, orange truffles, orange jelly candies, uh, vanilla popcorn. Interesting. Interesting. And then we have light and tasty. So this is like light guacamole, chicken and shrimp satay. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I think this is like light as in low fat, low sugar kind of deal. I think that's what that means. These are more of the healthier meals. And then it's just a reference index that helps you find the recipes a little faster about like um and then it also oh okay, it also breaks down how you're supposed to properly store food in this section too. That's fine. That's fine. And then it has like at the very end it has a section that is like for you to add recipes to it, which I genuinely enjoy because like just because you have this one recipe book that has all these recipes don't mean that like these are the only recipes that you'll ever use and you want to expand upon that. And I like that. I really really like this. I can't wait to try out some of these. So I'm probably gonna do like a series where I literally take the recipe books one at a time and do it that way. Another one that I have is called Cocktails for Dummies, and it teaches you just how to use the different tools that you would find at any given bar. It tells you like the names of the drink cups and stuff. It gives you a lot of helpful information if if you've never been behind a bar before but you want to, feel like an expert. And this book is so tiny. It's so stupid small. It's like pocketbook size. Like you could put this in your pocket. It even tells you like how to properly zest a lemon, which you should know even if you're not doing for drinks. You should just know for like different recipes and stuff because a lot of recipes require you to use the zest of a goddamn lemon or a lime. But yeah, it's very 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 helpful on how to use different stuff, how to so it tells you what the different glasses are that exist out there in the world and when to use them. It is so helpful. And it the recipes also that they give you tell you what kind of glass you should be using as well, and it gives you a little picture of the glass. So super helpful. Inside of this book is another book that I can't add to anything because it's not a real like book. It came with the little bar set that I had brought, and it just has a bunch of different recipes for different drinks. It doesn't tell you um no, not tell you. It doesn't show the correct recipes with the correct drinks. Like the pictures that are posted next to the drinks are nowhere near what the fuck the drink is. Like the very like a Bloody Mary that they have on here has a picture of a fucking daiquiri. Like a whiskey sour is the only one that has an actual whiskey fucking sour beside it. Like that literally that is the only thing. That's hilarious. Like a fucking Moscow Mule, which is at the back of it, has some kind of lemony lime looking sweet drink. It does not nowhere near have a fucking Moscow Mule. It's kind of fucking funny, but I have it inside of this book just so I can keep them together because they are both so dang on tiny, and I just don't want to lose them, so I have them actually clipped together. The other book that I have in my home is called Busy Mom's Cookbook. No fuss, recipes in no time. This is the one that I originally was like flipping through, and I started looking at the recipes and realizing that I wanted to make stuff, and I realized that like a lot of stuff that we buy on a daily basis, we could just make with the things that we typically already have in our home, and it was blowing my fucking mind to a very very crazy ass point. But in the Busy Mom's Cookbook, it has the table of contents lets us know that it's got beverages, dips, and snacks as the first chapter. Next chapter is breads and rolls. After that is soups and salads, then veggies and side dishes. Next is main dishes, and then crock pot recipes, and last but not least, something sweet. So that is all of the stuff that is in here. Some of these recipes are fucking insane. Like one of them is called the Purple Cow. And I talked about this on in the other one that I was filming, but it's 1 cup whole milk, 2 scoops ice cream. It does not tell you what kind of fucking ice cream. It could be like when you see 2 scoops ice cream, you are probably going to pick out your favorite ice cream. And if your favorite ice cream is like, I don't know, Moose Trail or some shit, because the very last ingredient, I shit you not, says grape juice. And it's like combine all ingredients in blender and blend until smooth. And it's like, I will try it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I need to try it to know if it's good or not. And then besides like just being really wacky ones, at least to me, because like I've never in my world thought about adding grape juice to something that involves milk. Anyway, but it's also just a shit ton of struggle meals, and that's pretty. And some of them are relatively cheap struggle meals too. Like they're still cheap even by today's standards. This book was published in 2002, and so just think about like 2002 versus today and how the difference is in that of like how much people make, how much people don't make. The cost of living has changed so much since then. So, yeah. But this is definitely one that I would try out first, the Busy Mom's Cookbook, because it's just got a bunch of struggle meals in it that are still kind of affordable. Some of them are not, due to the fact that when this book was produced, we still had like, eggs and cheese that were relatively cheap and affordable. But yeah. uh, the next one that's in my personal collection is Caribbean Food Made Easy with Levi Roots. And crazy story about this is that I went to the library and I went and I just checked out a few recipe books, just, so I could do my recipe thing. And they went to scan this one, and the dude was like, why is it not scanning? And I think he was new. And the lady was like, oh, it's not in our system anymore. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? And he was like, oh, you got a free book. And I was like, oh, okay. That's what's up. I got a free bookie. So yeah, I got a free book when I went to the library because I wanted to try some new recipes. And I was just like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Ah. Anyway, so this one does have a lot of course, Caribbean food, and lore about me, I guess is the best word to say, is that I grew up in a Black American household in the South, and I eventually befriended a girl whose family is from Nigeria. She, I believe, she was first. Yeah, because she was the oldest of the two, so she was the first to be born here. I believe. I actually don't remember. It's been years. This was like high school. But anyway, I ate a lot of African food, and this shit is still with me to this day. I will actively go out of my way to find African food, and a lot of Caribbean food still has a lot of African infusion of influence and stuff like that. So that was another reason why I wanted to get this book, because it's like I was trying to actively look for like an African recipe book, specifically Nigeria, because that's where her family was from, and that's a lot of the food that I was like introduced to. And her mama was Yoruba, and so I was specifically trying to find like food for that, but they didn't have it there, and so I just picked this up because this was like the next best thing of the diaspora. And yeah, I wind up getting a free fucking book, and I was so excited. So they have like a lot of. I'm just gonna go through the. I'm gonna see what the index is looking like for this one. So of course you have the introduction, the Caribbean kitchen, one pot and suppers, fish and seafood, roast and grills. On the side, beach and street food, which I can't wait to try that one. Desserts and drinks, stocks, and then you have the index and the acknowledgments. I definitely want to try. I definitely want to find out about these street foods. Like, girl. So yeah, the food here looks amazing, and all of it is like stuff that I definitely will eat. Like the only thing is, of course, I don't eat pork, so there are, but I could sub that out. I could sub out pork for something else, another meat. Hell, I can even sub out. I could even sub it out for like a vegan a vegan pork. Like I can do a lot of the same things and just use a substitute. I don't mind substituting with like vegan substitutes. I was vegan for a long time when I was in college. Due to health issues, I had to leave that lifestyle behind. But I still do love to do like at least 1 to 2 days throughout my week, just do vegan meals if if I have the funds and stuff to do it. I mean, it's relatively easy when you are familiar with it. In the beginning, it's so fucking hard because you're like, oh, that's made by an animal. That's made by an animal. That's made by an animal. That's an animal product. That's an animal product. Like it's so fucking hard in the beginning, but after after years of doing it, I got more comfortable with it and I'm able to like easily navigate it. But I understand if you're new to it, how frustrating it can be. It's honestly, and I had to have that experience all over again when I developed my peanut allergy. I developed that allergy when I was grown, and I I loved peanuts. I loved eating Reese's cups. I loved peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when when I ain't got nothing else to eat. I would just go and get a jar of peanut butter, and that would be what I would have, go get some bread, jelly, peanut butter, and that would sustain me. But I somehow, I guess, consumed too much of it and I became allergic. So yeah, no, it was one of the hardest things. And I remember I went over to somebody's house and they had like some peanuts just sitting out on the table. And I was so new to it that I literally picked up the peanut, put it in my damn mouth, and I started just immediately, my throat was closing up on me. It was so sad. And yeah, no, so I'm perfectly fine with substituting pork for something, for like a vegan option, to just to still do the recipe. Also, I have other allergies that that makes life a little difficult here and there. Peanuts is one of the hardest because there is peanuts in every goddamn thing. Like there's peanuts in so much stuff, and it's just like, why the hell is there peanuts in everything? It's so many different things that you just didn't think that there would be peanuts in. Um. Oh, what the hell is this? It look good as hell. Chicken kickbobs. Chicken kebabs. I don't know why I said it like this. um. It's the bread that's really making it stand out for me. What kind of bread is this? It looks like some kind of not pita bread. I'm not really good at. Oh, it is pita bread. Okay. I was like, it looks like pita bread. Okay, it is because it is pita bread. But it looks homemade and it looks good as hell. What is this? Pineapple, avocado, orange, and mint salad with ginger dressing. I don't even like avocado like that. But maybe Haitian roast chicken with two stuffings. Okay, let me stop because my ass is. I did eat before I started this, just so y'all know, because I already knew that looking at all this food, my ass is gonna be like, let me go and get something to a little snackable. I went out tonight, so I ain't gotta be doing all that. The next cookbook that I got is Sweets, a collection of soul food desserts and memories. It's by Patty Pinner. And the book cover is so moving. It's just this black family together. You have the head of the family at the table. He's either the grandfather or the father, and you just have all these just amazing people surrounding him. The image is just so pretty, and then you open up the page, and there's like this gorgeous tea set, like teacups and stuff. So this is strictly a dessert book. So it ain't got nothing in it but desserts. So it has cakes, pies and cobblers, puddings and desserts, cookies and candies, ice creams, and then afterwards an index. Oh my god, they have their family tree in here. That's cool as fuck. And then, so the cakes are broken down into uh, Mama's pound cake, Mama's brown sugar pound cake, Aunt Blula, Bala. Ooh, it's Bulah. I am dyslexic as fuck, so that could be a very easy name that I am butchering, and I am so sorry to this person and their family. But it's the cream cheese pound cake, and then yeah, Sister Baby's whiskey cake. So that's hilarious because I have a family member called Ain't Baby Sister. She's my great aunt, and I love her. I need to call her. I have been actually, yeah, I need to call her. But yeah, Lil Mama's applesauce sheet cake. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. I want to try all these bitches. All these recipes look good. The pictures that they have look so good. The family photos in here are so my everything. Uh so there's a picture and it says under it Daddy and me before a Sunday drive early 1960s. And it's just like it's my heart. It's really pulling at the heartstrings. Mama's oldest brother, Uncle Clarence, with his new bride, Aunt Millie, mid 1960s. Oh, it's the fact that like we have a lot of pictures like these too that I'm seeing throughout here. Baby sister and one of her many admirers. Hell yeah, ain't there? I know that's right. So we have a basic pie crust, a double pie crust. Okay, double pie crust. Mama's sweet potato pie. Mama's old time maple syrup pie. Ain't sis, ain't sissy's egg pie. What the hell is an egg pie? Ain't Pinky's cantaloupe pie. Okay, okay. We got some real different things here. Um, and then we have let's name a cobbler. A taste of down home pear cobbler. Okay, okay. Girl. Now this one I would say that I can't. I would use this book around the holidays. I will say that because I can't sit here and just be making all these sweets like, and I would too. But I can't. Like I can't just be doing it. So we have oatmeal cookies, tea cakes, ginger snaps, chocolate chip cookies, mama spice cookies, walnut cookies, orange tea cookies, cashew brittle. Okay, okay, okay. I'm ooh when I tell you I'm excited in this bitch. Ice cream. So we got mama mama's snow ice cream, vanilla ice cream, old fashioned peach ice cream, good old strawberry ice cream. I know that's right. Down home banana ice cream. Oh no, I'm severely allergic to fucking bananas. I just won't be making that one. And then we got Big Mama's soda pop ice cream float. Okay. So I will say this. I don't mind being experimental with ice cream, but like I'm very basic with my ice cream. I love vanilla and I love strawberry, and that's pretty much it. Like I try I'll try other ice creams, but those two are just like always faves. All right, so the next one that I'm going to be looking at is Weber's, excuse me, Weber's on the Grill Chicken and Sides. So I actually found this book at the library. I do remember that. And it is nothing. It is 100% chicken recipes and the sides that can go with them. I don't even know what the index. Okay, so the index is the introduction, grilling fundamentals, chicken recipes, sides, rubs, marinade, sauces, grilling guide for chicken, grilling guide for veggies, safety, and index. And the first thing I landed on was hot wings with blue cheese dipping. Hell yeah. Cajun chicken breast with grilled corn and black eye peas salsa. What? Black eye peas salsa? Now, that's another thing. So, again, I like being experimental with my food. That doesn't mean that it's always going to be good. That doesn't mean that it's always going to be fantastic. But I will try different foods and I will try to make different foods. Like black eyed peas salsa, I want to know what the fuck that is and tastes like. I have done a watermelon salsa before. I've done a mango salsa before. And I have been with like my family and I've been around like partners that didn't like to do that. They don't like to experiment with their food. They want just the same basic things. And I understand having your comforts. Like I just told you, I got my comfort ice cream, vanilla, strawberry. I will try other stuff, but those two I'm gonna always navigate toward before anything else, unless butter pecan is on the table, and then I will go toward the butter pecan. But I do like to experiment with my food, and it is very it's not as rare as what it used to be growing up, but being a part of the black community, motherfuckers love to like try to judge you or shame you for wanting to eat food that's not just the same basic things. And I just did not like that, enjoy that, and having partners that also were now the last partner I had was very experimental with food. Like, and I deeply enjoyed that of making different dishes, of going to places that had different dishes I've never had before. Just making sure that they would not upset my allergies. Now, that is one thing that I have to take into consideration are my food allergies. But as long as it's not fucking with that, or it's not like shark, just morally I don't want to eat shark. That's just a moral thing there. um because like my one of my partners didn't want to eat octopus. That was just a moral thing, and so octopus just wasn't a thing that we would have. Just like shark wouldn't be a thing that we would just have around. But as long as it's not affecting my allergies or it ain't shark, like I want to try it out. And just people are so close minded about food. And it's like food is what brings us together. Food is what literally makes us go and like keep going and motivated. Like we go to work so we can have food. Food and entertainment and a roof over our head, shelter and shit. And I don't know. I just don't understand why there are so many recipes. There are so many different dishes, so many cultures that have their own version of certain meals. And I don't know why you want to eat the same 12 goddamn things. That's crazy to me. Like every now and then, I like to just go out on a limb and be like, let me try this, let me do that. It's not an everyday thing, but it's the fact that you don't ever want to fucking do it is just, I don't know. It's disappointing more than anything. So yeah, that is a lot of my issues when it comes to cooking. But with this particular book, it's a bunch of chicken recipes. A lot of people like chicken, like a chicken gyro. Like, come on now. Let's be for real. Chicken. Ooh, what's this? Chicken and peach kebabs with blueberry sauce. Bitch, say less. Let's go. I really want to try that. But yeah. So that's just that's just a problem that I have just experienced within like being around other black people. It's just the lack of wanting to try new foods. Hell, the lack of wanting to try a lot of new things. Like I'm one of those people that love going hiking, and if I had a bike, biking. I enjoy being outdoors in nature. I like bugs from a distance. Now, when they trying to encroach in on me, unless you are like a ladybug, a butterfly, a roly poly, trying to think, you not an invasive ass species. Like I just don't like spiders. I don't too much fuck with. And the problem is that I live where there's a ton of black widows. And what's crazy is I moved from a place back home in Mississippi that was full of fucking black not black widows but brown recluse. So I went from the fucking frying pan directly into the fire. And yeah, but no, there's a shit ton of black widows. There's like one in my garden right now. Well, there's two. So there's one that lives in the storage unit that's outside. She could keep that. She big as heck. She's about the size of my fucking hand, and I'm not joking. She is a big ass spider. I don't know if it's a girl or not. I don't know. She just gives girl energy of being that big of a bitch, and she by herself. Like and you gonna stay that way too. Like I don't fuck with her. And there's another one that lives in my damn greenhouse at the moment. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get her out when winter comes around and I need to use the fucking greenhouse because she getting bigger by the fucking day because there's a lot of bugs that are over here because my dumbass neighbors don't take out their trash, and so there's just a shit ton of bugs that are just flying around, and they come into my little area because I have a bunch of plants on my patio, and so she's having a great fucking time eating up out there. And for the most part, she's alive. I'm letting them live because they're on the outside of my fucking home, and they're kind of helping with keeping down the flies and stuff. Since my neighbors don't understand what take out the fucking trash means, say that through these paper thin ass walls. So I don't know if I do or don't want them to hear. But anyway, the next book on the list is Into the Vietnamese Kitchen. Treasured Food Ways, Modern Flavors. And it's by Andrea Nig- Nigain. Nigain? Yeah. Again, all these books is on my Goodreads under cookbooks. So let me find the index here. So we have acknowledgments, forwards, introductions, the roots of Vietnamese cooking, kitchen essentials, ingredients and equipment, gifts to the mouth, essential soups, precious poultry and everyday eggs, bountiful fish and shellfish, classic meats, the art of char- charcuterie. Yeah. The art of charcuterie, vegetables for all seasons, noodles from morning to night, indispensable rice, the world of Bana. There's a little accent over the A, so I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced, and I am deeply sorry about that. I struggle with English, and so therefore another language would also not be my forte. Sweets and palate refreshers, basics, and then we have guide to ingredients, resources, bibliography, and index. And so I really want to check out this art of the charcuterie. So that's page 156. 156. 150. Okay, there we go. Market. Okay, so it gives like a multi-purpose meat pate, classic silky sausage, and beside it they have like the traditional names. I'm not finna try to butcher this. I wish I knew how to pronounce these letters and words, but I feel like if I tried, it would sound like I, I'm it would sound like I'm not trying even though I'm trying. And I just don't want that. I just don't want that for myself, and I don't want y'all to have to endure that. I did find this cookbook at a thrift shop. I will say that. Roasted cinnamon sausage, rich and crispy sausage. I feel like I feel like no, it is charcuterie. Okay. It's like, do I just not know how words work? But no, it is a charcuterie board. Okay. Okay. This looks fun. It's not what I thought it was, but it could be that what modern day Americans saw as a charcuterie board is a bastardization of possibly a Vietnamese tradition? Question mark. I never ever until right now thought of like what is the history behind a charcuterie board. And now that's something that I deeply want to go into. I will say that every single recipe in here does have the traditional name under it, and I love that so much. I wish I had somebody that could translate it. Well, not translate it, but like tell me how it's pronounced so I could try to pronounce it. And yeah, so this one is kind of like this cookbook is kind of like the sweets one, where you have the big chapters, and then within the chapters you have the different recipes that fall under that particular topic. Like let's just like I did with the charcuterie one, it's like multiple recipes and stuff. And yeah, like a lot of this in here I really do want to make. This sandwich look good as shit. It's like it just this sandwich look good as fuck. Fried shrimp chips. Ooh, corn and coconut fritters. Again, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of coconut, but I will try it. I'm not allergic to it or anything. I just don't like them. Stuffed snails steamed with lemongrass. Girl, snails is one of those things that I always have wanted to try at least once in my life. But I want a professional person to do it for me because I don't need to make myself sick. But I do want to try snail. So the next thing that is next book that I have is Mocktails and Cocktails Made Simple. I got this from Dollar Tree. I was just looking around and saw it in like the little section. This also has a bar glassware index, but it just tells you what it is. It don't tell you like which glass goes best with what. Yeah. And so let's see here. The index is just the drinks themselves. So we have how, and the first one though is how to make simple syrup slash lemon syrup, uh, cu- cucumber mint cooler, strawberry basil Moscow mule, just a regular Moscow mule, raspberry cosmopolitan, cool as a cucumber, bloody good Mary, that's hilarious. Berry tonic. Okay, so when the last video, I was trying to figure out what the hell was the difference between sparkling water and club soda, and so I looked up this article, and it told me the difference between that and between tonic water and all this and uh, other and like seltzer and stuff. So tonic water apparently was originally medicine. So it's the it's this plant that you can consume in order to help with deal with malaria. Modern day tonic waters still have this ingredient in it, and so they decided to make it more bearable because it's very bitter by making tonic water, and then it evolved to using tonic water to put into alcoholic beverages to water down the alcoholic beverages that was also used to heal you back then too, because people would give you like a thimble of gin, and it was like, oh well, let's two birds one stone, the tonic water to help with the malaria, the and it's just like, wait, tonic water has like can fight malaria. It's like, to this day it really, okay, all right, okay, I mean that's great, but like that's crazy that we got here like that. Anyway, so West Coast Blues is the next drink. A espresso martini, Q song, ginger mint, tequila julep, rose palomia. Palomia? Sorry if I about butchering that. Champagne margaritas. I'm down. I'm down. I'm already down. 10 toes down, motherfucker. Beer Rita, frozen watermelon. I was going to say that hella country. Frozen watermelon mint margarita, jalapeno margarita, red sangria versus and white sangria. Just how to make those two. Orange sangria, mango sangria, just peachy sangria, party time sangria, rose sangria, mocktail sangria, ro- strawberry daiquiri, hurricane, dark and stormy, and a frozen dark and stormy. The real pina colada sundae, uh, mango a mango colada, blue lagoon punch, a mojito, a mai tai, gil- gillet gimlet cocktail, a gin fizz, French 75, Negrino, and a pink Negrino. And last but not least, a Earl Grey martini. Now, I will say that Earl Grey martini, I'm probably gonna make a bitch feel fancy. I do not have a martini glass. Excuse me. I need to fix that. Even though in reality, I will be probably drinking it out of a mason cup, mason jar anyway. Like, if I make any of these, they getting drunk out of a mason jar. I don't give a shit. But so fun fact that I learned is that I'm gonna try to see if I can find it because I wrote a note in here. So y'all may know the phrase "it was a dark and stormy night." That's from a book, and the book is called Paul Clifford, and I really do want to read that book because I want to read Paul Clifford while drinking one of these drinks. And I'm going to call it the Paul Clifford. I'm not calling it the Dark and Stormy. That's just for personal reasons. But yeah, I deeply want to try those mocktails and cocktails. And then the next thing that we have is the Jewish Holiday Cookbook. I got this from a thrift shop. A thrift shop. There we go. And yeah, I just wanted to see about the different foods from different cultures. And I also wanted to do something that was like, just in case because I do have some Jewish friends, and if I wanted to make some food for them, I can at least have a reference guide that will not make me look like a fool. So this book goes into like a lot. It's more than just a recipe book. Like it has the Hebrew calendar, Jewish holidays and food associations, Sabbath, traditional day of rest, uh, Rosh Hashanah. Probably fucking that up deeply. I'm so sorry. Beginning of the year. Uh, yeah, and so it's more than just a cookbook. And they even have like wedding anniversary dishes, a bar mitzvah food, and yeah, that's pretty damn cool to me. And so, if like I said, if it is a situation of one of my Jewish friends invite me to their child's bar mitzvah, I'm not finna be showing up with something that's like deeply fucking offensive. Like I'm at least gonna be coming with something that's traditional. Um. So yeah, a lot of these foods seem very, very simple, or it might just be the page that I'm on. It genuinely might be the page that I'm on because it's about Passover. So those recipes would be relatively simple, wouldn't they? Um, Ooh, they even got like fat free dishes. And then what else they got? Uh, home celebrations. They got some different stuff. Ooh, they got punches and stuff. Reception punch. That's hilarious. Not like hilarious, haha, but like that's hilarious as in like there is a specific kind of punch that you serve when you are having people over at your home. Like I think that's cool as fuck. Cause it's also a thing. I feel like also it would be hella shady if it was like somebody come over and they kind of uninvited, and so you move the punch just so they are fully aware that they're not supposed to have their ass there. I don't think nobody would be that damn mean, but I mean, hey, there are people that are that fucking mean. But oh, what's chopped liver ring? 2 pounds chicken or beef liver, boiled and chopped. 4 hard-boiled eggs. 2 large onions, diced fine. 2 half-cup salad oil. 1 cup peanut butter, salt, garlic powder, paprika, 1 tablespoon sk- scamalts for grating ring mold. 8 to 10 large pim, pim, pimento stuffed green olives. Jesus. The dyslexia turns ugly head. Anyway, sliced stripped of green or red strips of green or red pepper for garnish. Parsley, salad greens, radish roses. Okay, okay. So yeah, that seems fun. And oh, da, 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 da. And then we have tasty over the top. So I'm not gonna lie, the cover of this book looks fun as shit, but I can tell you right now, most of these recipes in this book, ain't nobody gonna make this shit. Like they are too. I mean, yes, they're over the top. Like that's the point. But like they are. Let's go into it. So the first is the introduction, of course, and then you have over the top of the morning, out to lunch, come and get it, sweet dreams, drink up, nibbles and bots, and then acknowledgement and index. And so, like one of these is called Rainbow Unicorn ba- Baka. No, no, because that's like an actual word in Russian. I learned Russian. Um, no, ba- babaka, babaka. I feel like I'm fucking that up. But this looks sweet as hell. This looks like I'm going to get a cavity the moment I look at that hoe. Like, now this potato chip omelet actually looked pretty good. Pretty good. If eggs existed. Breakfast nacho biscuits, pumpkin spice latte rolls. I feel like that's just good no matter what. I don't care what my budget is. uh, dol dol de leche stuffed French toast, berry baked oatmeal. Like these are definitely and this is breakfast, y'all. Like this is breakfast. Peanut butter and jelly stuffed donuts, like Cheez It quiche. Like now the only one that seems reasonable here is this fucking chai pudding parfait, like homemade cookie cereal. Out to lunch, we got different kind of hot dogs. They even have what's called a the unicorn dog, which is 4 ounces white chocolate coarsely chopped, one frozen peeled banana, cotton candy, blackberry jam, marshmallow cream, sprinkles, and edible glitter for servings. Like what? Like we're hearing this and this sounds insane, right? Like, and then you have the ice cream dog, which involves 1/4 cup strawberry ice cream at room temperature, two cream filled snack cakes, one red candy lace, one yellow candy lace, one green candy lace diced. I'm not sure what the hell candy lace is, but I do see it. They have like an image, but I don't know where the hell I would get that. Buffalo chicken poutine. Hold the fuck up. I got poutine in this bitch. Poutine is one of those things that I would go and get a motherfucking passport just to try poutine. I'm so dead ass. Like it's one of those things where yeah, no, I would get a passport just to get poutine. Um, they even got this thing called a loaded Bloody Mary. Like this is insane. All these things again are like super. Yeah, it is over the top. Like it's so crazy, and some of it I would want to try, but I know that like if I try like okay like fried egg ravioli, like it looked good, but I don't know what it tastes good. And it sounds like it'd be difficult to make. But again, I would try to make it. Yeah, tasty over the top, high drama, low maintenance. I don't know about low maintenance. All that shit look hella difficult to make, but we're gonna test them out one of these days. The last physical cookbook in my home is S'mores, gooey, melty, crunchy riffs on the Campfire Classic. So I got this from a bookshop here in Sacramento because when I saw it, I was like, "What we got going on here?" Well, at the time, I really wanted to go camping, and I still want to go camping. Um, and I just wanted to like have like something to kind of look forward to when I did so and saw this and I was like this would definitely give me some motivation and I mean I definitely still want to go and I do want to make some of these. It's got like the rules of s'mores and then s'mores from classic to crazy, so it literally goes from like classic to crazy. So let me explain. We have the classic s'mores, then we have peanut butter cup s'mores, PB and J s'mores, Nutella s'mores, ice cream s'mores, like it's the word sandwich and s'mores and sandwich like mushed together to make a word. Salted caramel s'mores, berry banana s'mores, cookie dough s'mores, peppermint s'mores. I'm going to lose my mind with saying the word s'mores. Like it has lost its meaning already. Cake batter s'mores, uh, Bonoff, Bonafi s'mores. I have no idea what that means. Caramel apple s'mores, toasted coconut, crispy treats, baklava. I do know that one. Know that word. Sweet potato pie s'mores, lemon meringue s'mores, s'more churros, s'more churri. It's combining the word s'mores and churros. I want to say. Tiramisu s'mores. Interesting. Pancake s'mores, Rocky Road, cheesecake, gimme s'mores, pizzella s'mores, cannoli s'mores. Okay. Tiny s'mores, huge s'mores, strawberry smort cakes. Jesus Christ. Black Forest s'mores, potato chip s'mores, pretzel s'mores, caramel corn s'mores, olive oil and balsamic s'mores, bacon s'mores, Mexican chocolate s'mores, El- El- Elvis s'mores. Yes, that at first I wanted to read that it's elfish, but that's not. It's Elvis s'mores. Um, Jalapeno jam s'mores, chile mango s'mores, hot Snickers s'mores, grilled peach and basil s'mores, peach and candied ginger s'mores, everything bagel s'mores, the infamous s'more burgers, avocado s'mores, strawberry balsamic mint s'mores, prosciutto, prosciutto and cantaloupe s'mores, peach candied pecans and blue cheese s'mores, plantain doleche s'mores, fig and brie s'mores, antipasto antipasto s'mores, caprese s'mores. I know what a caprese is. I didn't know what that was at one point in time because that is considered fancy food in my fucking world. But I read a book and it helped me figure that out. Scallop, zucchini, and pesto s'mores. I love making pesto. I absolutely love making pesto. So those are all of the s'mores that you can make that this book offers. And when I tell you, I want to try every single fucking one of these. Um, so this the s'more one, the busy moms one are probably going to be the ones that I focus on first because the other ones are just so, especially that tasty over the top one that requires so much motherfucking energy and money that is not even fucking funny at this point. So those are all of the books that is in my personal collection. And then I have just had a few other books to come in and out my life from like the library or I borrowed from somebody. And again, a lot of them are on Goodreads and I just want to, so one that I recently checked out from the library is called Let's Make Dumplings, a comic book cookbook. And it just literally tells you like the history of dumplings. That's another reason why I love like I that was what actually led me to my love of like cooking is the history behind it. I'm a history lover. I'm a huge history buff. And I love the history behind certain foods and meat. Well, I love the history behind foods and meals and how we got here, how they came about. Like even some of them that like have nothing but myth around them hoes where it's like like it's so fascinating how a lot of foods are the same kind of ingredients. If it's something that's savory, it's a meat, it's a bread, some kind of sauce, some veggies, and somehow we have do through so many different ways we have done those four things in countless ways. And then when it comes to desserts, a lot of time it's a sugar, maybe some flour, butter, and maybe a few other things, but flour, sugar, butter is kind of the basics of a lot of different desserts and stuff. And we we just made it into so many different things. It's so fucking fascinating how we have just done that as humans. Just designed and created so many plethora of dishes with a lot of the same ingredients. But yeah, so I really like that one. The Juneteenth cookbook, recipes and activities for kids and families to celebrate. I recently have found about this. I was looking up an entirely different book, and this book popped up, and I was like, "Yep, definitely need to check that out." And it's a lot of the traditional Juneteenth foods, but I want to actually use it to another Juneteenth book, that a cookbook that I had checked out, and just kind of compare those. And then I have a tasty ultimate how to cook basically everything. That one is a little bit more reasonable than the one that I have in my house, and it does teach you just how to make a lot of different meals if you are not necessarily like a first time cook, but if you are a little nervous in the kitchen, it kind of helps you with that. The healthy, quick, and easy college cookbook: 100 simple, budget friendly recipes to. This is a long ass title. Give me a second. I gotta open it up to read the rest of it. Excuse me, to satisfy your campus cravings. That one is pretty damn good. Like a lot of the recipes, genuinely, I might actually try to try to do that one. This the college the college one with the busy moms one to basically compare those. I would love to see how those compare to each other, of like the budget friendliness, the quickness. Like I genuinely do want to see that. And then the bento cookbook, the artful Japanese lunch. The yes, the artful Japanese lunchbox is definitely one that I have checked out because I love like when food is just pretty. Like it being aesthetically pleasing while being delicious is like a whole vibe for me. And I do want to try to like get a. I actually went to look at some bento boxes that are at CVS, and they are like 30 fucking dollars, and it's like, I just don't have $30 to be, spending it. So I got, I was gonna be rocking with my current motherfucking lunch stuff. Uh, the manga cookbook, Japanese bento boxes, main dishes, and more. It's another bento box one, but this one is more traditional. While the other one is written, I don't believe that the person is Japanese. I don't believe, but I'm not 100% sure. But the manga cookbook is, I believe, written by people of the culture, so it's a little not that the other one isn't accurate, but it's just, I guess, more authentic. I don't know how to say that without sounding mean. Uh, Veggie burgers every which way. It sounds exactly like what it is. It's about it's different vegan and veggie, gluten free recipes for different burgers, and I like that so much. The No Cook Cookbook. This one actually is really helpful because it tells you how to garden and stuff, and how to basically sustain yourself. Uh, while being a cookbook, and I really really like that. Tasting History, I did check that out. It's based on it's the guy that runs the actual YouTube channel, his cookbook, and I just wanted to check out a lot of these recipes because they are. The other one that I do want to check out is the guy that does the recipes that are like from the Great Depression and stuff like that. Because just to be honest, having those, on standby isn't a bad thing at this point. Barbie Cooks, a healthy cookbook, 50 fantastic recipes from Barbie and her friends. So I got this because one, I'm a Barbie fan, but two, it's a cookbook. And a lot of the recipes actually seem genuinely healthy and fun, and so I do want to try these out. I want to say budget wise though, they're not really that good. The Scooby Doo cookbook, kid friendly recipes for the whole gang. I could say that this one isn't budget friendly either, but the recipes do look fun and good. Sweet Home Cafe Cookbook, a celebration of African American cooking. That it's a hit or miss about budget friendliness depending on the recipe. I do remember that. Smithsonian American Table, the foods people and the innovations that feed us. This one is also kind of like the other one, the Sweet Home Cafe Cookbook, where it's hit or miss about budget friendliness. But at the same time, it does give you like history lessons along the way, which I deeply enjoy. The Sweet Home Cafe cookbook also does history lessons too, so I deeply enjoy that. Edible Crafts Kids Cookbook. These are actually kind of a lot more budget friendly. If I'm remembering correctly, and this one I really want to try because there are a lot of aesthetically pleasing recipes in it. And then the last one, this isn't like the last cookbook I've ever like looked at, but I gotta find the other ones that I have like interacted with and put on here. But it's the last one that's on here so far, and it's called the Milk Bar Life Recipes and Stories, a cookbook. This one, I'm gonna be honest, like I totally thought when I saw Milk Bar Life, I thought that it was a cookbook that was going to be mainly about desserts because a milk bar, yeah, like, but apparently it's about a bunch of different foods, but I still want to try them out. It's just not what I thought it was. And then last is just my recipe book that I have been painstakingly working on and putting together throughout the years. Um, it it is a nice size binder, and I'm not gonna go through everything in here because that would literally take forever. Uh, like, but there are just some, yeah. But anyway, there's also recipes here from my old job. I didn't work in like I worked at a job in a tech job that we collected not we collected recipes, but we did a lot of paper documents for people, and a lot of it I came across had like recipes and stuff, and as long, I asked permission every single time, but every as long as it did not show like the client's information or anything like that, I could make a copy of the recipes, or even sometimes I found like entire book lists, like people's like TBR list. And as long as it didn't have the client's name or any like revealing information about who they are, I could take a copy and I could take it home. And so I did that with like TBR list and recipes, along with of course like just the regular way of like just printing off recipes from different websites. And on Pinterest, I do have Sasha for cooking on there, and it has a lot of recipes that I do want to try as well. So when I say that this is up there with like my TBR list. Like if you go to my Goodreads, you'll see how long my fucking TBR list is. It's like 11K. Uh, that is like a lifetime goal, and yeah. With the recipes, this is definitely a lifetime type of goal, I will say that. And so I just have a lot of different foods and stuff. uh I also have a lot of how to be self-sufficient kind of food stuff, like foolproof homemade mayo. uh, I am planning on running and owning my own farm. That's just me and maybe a few other people. And when we are able to have like our own eggs and stuff, and then you have like how to make jam, how to make your own apple cider vinegar from scratch, how to make homemade butter, how to make your own salad dressing, And then it's also stuff that's like the difference between jelly jam, uh, preserves, marmalades, and chutney, and homemade ketchup, how to properly boil an egg, how to make like strawberry butter, how to make. Now, there's also a lot of recipes in here that are copycat recipes for like big, big brands, and I felt like I needed those because I am trying my hardest. One, I just can't afford a lot of like going out to eat, into a lot of these corporations and stuff support very things that I don't morally agree with, and so staying away from them and just making it at home is the best alternative for me. And so I do have quite a few copycat recipes in this book as well. Uh, I also have like how to make olive oil at home, how to make Swiss goat cheese, carrot cake jam, Irish soda bread recipe, uh, how to make Navajo flatbread, how to make fry bread, how to make naan, which I got that recipe from the Secret Life of Bees. How to make mason jar ice cream, a Santa's chocolate crinkle cookies is from the book Cookies for Santa. It's a horrible fucking book that that America's Test Kitchen put out just to try to put out a Christmas cookie recipe, and it very much shows that that was the point of it, because it is, the book doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't. It's very fucking not incoherent as fuck. And honestly, they could have just put out a recipe and called it a day and didn't have to do this. And then also the title itself is if you try to type this in Cookies for Santa, you will get a lot of erotica before you get to this motherfucking kids book. I will say that right now. How to make strawberry marshmallows, homemade uh, cake release, apple fritters, Cool Whip is a graveyard smash. So it's, oh shit, damn it. Okay. I just realized I have something of someone else's, but I no longer talk to that person, so I guess I'm keeping it. I thought I had gave them every damn thing. I clearly missed the spot. Fuck. All right. Anyway, so this recipe shows how to make a like a edible graveyard, using like cake and Cool Whip, as and the Cool Whip look like ghosts. It's really cute. It's really cute and fun. How to make peppermint hard candies, how to make jelly filled donuts, Mexican fruit cups, pancake, no, pumpkin ice, pumpkin cookies with brown sugar icing. Goodness gracious. I have also a lot of, uh, again, copycat recipes, even from like Disney, because I will probably never have the funds to go to Disney, so, but I want to try the different foods. Porridge from Oliver Twist, and then how to do like simple burgers that are like crowd pleasers, like on a restaurant level, like how to put together a burger on a, like I just have that guide to do that. And then roasted potato and zucchini soup, baked Cajun seafood and rice, jambalaya. You don't really need a recipe for jambalaya, I will say that, but I just have it just so. Uh, it's one of those. This is like, how do I? This is like one of my preparedness kits. That's the reason there's so many like how to make basic stuff in the beginning. And so when you're like tired and exhausted and you're like, oh yeah, jambalaya, and it's like I can just quickly do it. It's just like a weird prepper thing. I'm one of those people, and I personally don't even like it. But after living through so many hurricanes, so many tornadoes, so many different natural disasters, you have to be prepared for anything. And I have been in so many situations where it's like, we finally have food and I don't even know what the fuck to do with it because I'm so exhausted. Because we have been fighting for our fucking lives just trying to get to this point. And so therefore I guess that's genuinely the reason why I started this cookbook, and then why I started collecting recipes and stuff, because it's just like I never want to be at that point again where it's like, okay, I now have food. What the fuck do I do with it? Because, like I said, I've been going through hell and I finally have it. So I just wanted to make sure I have enough recipes that I can just pick something and go with it. I have a recipe for stuffed bell peppers, uh, spicy Ryder chili. That sounds fun. Um, let's see here. Cajun shrimp and cornbread casserole, authentic Philly cheesesteak. I don't know how authentic it is. Don't come for me. Homemade fried rice. See, what I say, I like to experiment with my food. This is where a lot of people halt. So I do have a recipe for like pumpkin mac and cheese. And before you like be like, it's one of those things where pumpkin is high in a lot of different nutritional things, and then you have just mac and cheese existing because it's delicious. And if you are in a situation where you do need a lot of those benefits of a pumpkin in a relatively small way, though, this is one of those where you can, if you have the pumpkin, you're getting those nutritional values from the pumpkin in mac and cheese. And you really don't have to add like the recipe calls for how much pumpkin, um like 115-ounce can, like it calls for a can of pumpkin. um but yeah. And then I have homemade chalupa recipe because I love those chalupas from Taco Bell, but I don't want to really support that anymore. Orange chicken recipe, tuna cakes, how to make muktuk, pickled muktuk. Muktuk is a traditional Inuit delicacy. It is whale. It is made traditionally from whale. But if I done got to the point where I gotta eat whale, I might as well know how to fuck to cook it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If I done got to that damn point, I at least need to have a recipe for the shits. I also have a squid recipe too. Um, it's not something I usually find, but yeah. Homemade Vegemite, different hummus sauce, vegan sour cream. There are a lot of vegan meals in this as well. Eggless mayo, vegan butter, uh, vegan cream cheese, pan seared watermelon steak, black bean burger, different vegan dips, chickenless nuggets, Italian eggplant sandwich, vegan French onion soup, different tofu marinades, buffalo cauliflower, uh, vegan chocolate hazelnut donuts, um, vegan chicken sandwich. Like, And then I have like drinks like homemade ginger beer, traditional horchata, butterfly pea tea, um, homemade ginger ale, Mayan hot chocolates recipe. Uh, yeah, there's just a lot of different. And then I have like snackies. So I have homemade goldfish crackers, homemade fruit roll-ups, and fast and easy veggie dip, rice cakes, fried seaweed rolls. Yeah, fruit salad. Yeah, that's a little bit of what's in mine. It kind of has a. I also have like a kimchi recipe in here. I have a ton of jelly recipes. Uh, but even how to make my own food coloring, how to make molasses, how to make buttermilk, um, guacamole, how to make your own beet sugar. I'm more back at the beginning of it, which is like a lot of the basics of how to make stuff that you do need almost on a daily basis to make with other recipes. And a lot of them are simple to make. It's just the fact that those recipes have been lost, and we have been told that we have to buy the pre-made versions of it. And sometimes it is good to, like tomato paste. I'm gonna be buying that as long as it's cheap. I'm gonna be buying it because yes, making it tastes better, but the process too damn long for me. There are some stuff where I'm just at the moment I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'll buy the pre ones, but I do want to have the recipe for how to make it in case shit goes sideways. And you want your favorite foods even when shit is going wrong. I promise you that. Like, that is something that I guarantee. Okay, hold on. I'm hoping that I have been recording this entire time because I just realized there's a little clicky thing on my mic, and I don't know, did I just click it or unclick it? But anyway, so yeah, like I like to plan food wise of like how to make shit because you still want a lot of your favorite foods. You want it more, I promise, when shit gets hard. And knowing how to make it from scratch will be beneficial because it's like, okay, I do have these basic ingredients, and having basic ingredients can take you a long way. But I think that's all for me. Thank y'all so much for listening, guys. I know that this was long and just talking about food, but I don't know. I really are you do you collect recipes? My dog is demanding attention from me. Bye y'all. Have a great day.